All right. Yeah, same here. We're working, we're recording on air. On air. I see the sign. Thank you. All right. Good morning. I'm Kathy Guckenberger. This hearing will come to order. I'm serving as the hearing officer on this matter. Today's June 11th, 2025. This is a public hearing for the City of Englewood Local Liquor and Marijuana Licensing Authority to consider the application of GK Scoop Inc., which is seeking a new hotel restaurant liquor license to be located at 3401 South Broadway, Unit 120, Englewood, 80111. We're going to conduct this hearing pursuant to the Englewood Municipal Code, and it is being recorded. All persons giving testimony must please state and spell your name and state your address for the record, and will be sworn in by Ms. Jackie McKinnon, the Deputy City Clerk. So this is how this is going to go today. Ms. McKinnon will introduce the case, enter into evidence all documents pertinent to the application. Then the applicant will have a chance to present your case, providing witnesses, exhibits for my consideration, and if there's any parties in interest who wish to testify for or against the license, they may testify. I don't see anyone present here, but when we get to that point, I'll inquire again. And if they do testify, they'll be limited to 3 minutes of speaking. I may have questions for each witness, and then if there's any need, the applicant can give further testimony to rebut any opposition. So the ordinary rules of evidence don't apply, and I can receive documents without anything else that's not introduced without formal identification, but we'll make a note of those. And then at the end of the testimony, I'll close that portion of the hearing and either render my decision or take it under advisement. And are there any questions about the procedure? No? Okay. Thank you. Ms. McKinnon, please introduce the case and enter to evidence the documents.
We have applicant JK Scoop Inc., DBA Hikera Ramen. The hearing date today, June 11th, 2025. We have Exhibit A, the application lease floor plan. Exhibit B, a certified letter advising the status of the application and notice of a public hearing was mailed to JK Scoop Inc., DBA Hikera Ramen on May 30th, 2025. Publisher's affidavit verifying the notice posting for public hearing was published in the Englewood Herald on May 8th, 2025, and on the City of Englewood's website from April 24th, 2025 to June 11th, 2025. A memorandum dated April 18th, 2025 from Brooke Bell, Senior Planner for Englewood Department of Community Development, verifying compliance with the zoning and distance requirements. Exhibit E, acceptance of neighborhood and boundaries affidavit, a posting from property. Exhibit F, maps indicating boundaries, Yale Avenue on the north, Oxford Avenue on the south, Clarkson Street on the east, and Jason Street on the west. Location of the applicant, there is 21 other established located within that bed boundaries. And then we had the applicant's exhibits 1. Let me pull up here real quick. We had petitions, and they received 103 signatures, and there was 103 yeses, 0 nos. And that would be all the exhibits.
Thank you, Ms. McKinnon. I believe we've got applicant testifying, and applicant has one other witness or 2 other witnesses. When you speak, please come to the rostrum and speak into the microphone. I forgot to say that. Make sure it's turned on. Yeah. Is there a...
Yeah, this is Charles Lee. I'm here to assist the owner applicant as an interpreter. Also, I have assisted the applicant with the paperwork, so I'm here to help the applicant.
Okay, but so you'll be helping present, but you won't be testifying,
That's
right?
correct,
You'll be
Your Honor.
asking the owner applicant for testimony, and I presume
That's correct, Your
for
Honor.
petitions. Okay, so if we could invite both individuals that will be speaking up to be sworn in by Ms. McKinnon. So please come up.
Come on up, everybody. Yeah, come up to the front.
And we'll get their names, and then, yeah, well, you'll just swear them.
I'll swear them in and
yeah,
have them
and
do
I'll
their
get
names. That's fine. So if everybody can raise their right hand, and then once you're sworn in, you'll state your name and then spell it. So do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in this hearing that is being conducted in front of the Liquor and Marijuana Licensing Authority today, June 11th, 2025? You do? Okay, and then if Carol, if you want to start, spell your name, say your name and spell it, and go down the road.
Yeah.
Carol Johnson, CarolJohnson, 5515 Saddle Rock. I'm sorry, Colorado Springs,
Uh-huh.
Colorado.
Here for Liquor Pros, correct? Yeah, okay. And name and address, please?
My name is Kang Ho-shin, KangHoshin. I'm the resident of 6448 Kenji Circle, Tesfine, Colorado 80108.
Thank you. Okay, so applicant, it's time for you to present your case, talk about your application, and then when it's time, have Ms. Johnson.
So, can I speak in Korean so that translator can translate?
Oh, yes.
저는 라면 가게를 운영하고자 하고 있고 거기에 사케와 맥주를 먹고 싶어 합니다. 지금.
So we are planning to operate a ramen restaurant store there, and our plan is to help meet the requirement or help the customers to enjoy our restaurant with some alcohol items.
Yes. Okay. Anything else?
No, yeah, nothing.
Okay, I have some questions. Have you ever held a liquor license?
Liquor license 가진 적 있었습니까?
예, 있습니다.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you currently hold any liquor license?
지금 liquor license 있습니까? Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and which liquor licenses do you hold? Can you just tell me what those are?
그 liquor license 가지고 있는 것, 뭐 어떤 것들 같은지 말씀해 주세요. 어디에?
지금 제 이름으로 돼 있는 데가 있고
I have two liquor licenses in Denver under the company that I owned.
Okay. And are you the manager of those two businesses?
그 두 개에 대해서는 그 매니저 하고 있습니까?
예, 그렇습니다.
Yes, Your Honor.
And will you be the manager of this business too?
이 비즈니스 사장님께서 매니저 하실 겁니까?
예, 그렇습니다.
Yes, Your Honor.
So I saw, just to clarify for the record, because on the application, the document you filled out as part of the application, question 7 is, it says, has any liquor license ever been issued to the applicant? And the answer marked there is no. But the application also contains information stating that you hold liquor licenses as part of Shin's management and Color Food management. Is that correct?
예, 지금 그 서류에 보면 한국에서 선생님께서 리quor 라이센스 갖고 있느냐를 하는 데 있고 또 다른 데서 있다는데 개인적으로는 못 가질 생각 안 가지지만 힌스 매니지먼트하고 그 회사는 두개 가지는 거가 맞습니까? That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay.
Me individually, I don't have a personal liquor license, but under those companies, yes, I do.
That you're a manager or director of, yes. Yes.
회사의 매니저고 디렉터시죠?
그렇습니다.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So to be clear, all right. There is a blank in the another document that's part of the application is the individual history record. And there is no source mentioned for the $75,000 investment in this new business, the ramen business. So are there any notes or loans, or what is the source of the financial backing for this?
이번 신청한 서류에 보면은 인디비주얼 레코드는 7만 5천 불을 어디서 나왔는지 7만 5천 불을 융자를 받았는지 뭐 그런 기록이 없습니다. 그래서 7만 5천 불이 어떻게 들어가는지.
문제를 받지 않았고 저희 다른 누구나 하는 진행을 다른 가게.
Your Honor, there's no loan from finance institutes, but I do have a couple of other businesses, so that fund is from other business.
Other businesses that you own?
그렇습니다. That's correct.
Okay. Okay. And then moving to the premises, the actual building and the map that's provided. There's no patios, correct? All service will be inside?
그래서 그 테리어는 전부 술은 안에서만 파는 거죠?
그렇습니다.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And I noticed in the application, there's an assignment of the lease at the property. But we don't have a copy of the underlying lease that was assigned. And the assignment document references the lease. So I think we'd like to have the full copy of the lease so that we can see all the terms.
예, 그래서 보면 친수에 보면 리스를 들고 왔는데 그 리스가 어사인먼트된 리스인데 원래 본 오리지널 리스는 첨가가 안 됐다는 거예요. 그 오리지널 리스는 우리가 필요하다.
Is that possible?
Yes, I will provide.
Okay,
Yes.
I'll make it a condition, you know, if I get to approval, but
우리 그 다음에 조건 부탁드립니다.
yes,
Yes,
just
sir.
because it references the length of time for the lease, and I want to be sure that that is all
네,
connected.
어사인된 그 리스하고 원래 리스하고 그 기간이 맞는지 확인하고 싶습니다.
Okay.
Understood, Your Honor.
And because I don't have the lease, I need to ask this question. Does the lessor, the landlord, have any interest, any financial interest in this business? Are they going to receive any payback other than rent payments?
그럼 지금 이제 건물주가 이 비즈니스에 대해서 어떤 뭐 정책 이권을 가지시니까 예를 들면 렌트 말고 건물주가 또 우리 그래도 돈 받아가는 게 있습니까?
없습니다.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. When do you anticipate opening this establishment for
언제쯤
business?
오픈할 계획입니까?
9월이나 9월 중에 오픈.
We expect to open in August or September.
Okay. Is the building still under construction?
아직도 공사 중입니까?
예, 지금 후드가 조금 지연돼서 늦어지고 있습니다.
That's correct, Your Honor. We have some minor issue with the hood, so that's why it kind of takes a little bit longer than we expected.
Okay, so some ventilation issues. And what are your hours of operation going to be?
비즈니스 영업 시간은 몇 시부터 몇 시까지입니까?
11시부터 9시.
일주일 내내?
예.
So 11 to 9, 7 days.
And meals and snacks will be available the entire time you're open?
그동안에 막 메일이라든가 스낵은 항상 준비되죠? 할 수 있는 거죠?
예.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. So what equipment do you have in the kitchen to prepare meals? It's not obvious on the map if there's, you know, stovetop.
주방에는 그 음식 만들기 위한 도구 어떤 도구나 어떤 게 있습니까? 주방 기구 중에?
그릴이 있고
You have a grill.
튀김기가 있고
We have also fryers too.
누드 면을 삶는 물 끓이는
Also, we have a pasta cooker.
For the noodles. Okay, and are you aware that at least 25% of your gross income for this establishment would need to be at least 25% needs to come from food sales, correct?
그 라이선스 받으려면 적어도 총 매출 중에 25%는 음식으로 충당되는 것, 25% 이상으로 음식이 25% 되는 것 아니죠? Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay. That's all the questions I have. I'll see if there's, do you want to present your next witness?
Good morning, Your Honor. Carol Johnson for Liquor Pros. We were acquired to do the petitioning for this, and there were two circulators. Businesses were done on Wednesday and Thursday, May 14th and 15th, and residents were obtained on Saturday, May 17th, and Sunday, May 25th. We made 115 attempts at businesses and 237 residents for a total of 352. Forgot to mention that we are a neutral petitioning company and do not guarantee results. We tried to start the closest to the neighborhood location and radiate out in all four quadrants if there are businesses and residents available. We obtained 103 signatures from this survey, 55 from businesses and 48 from residents. There were 46 who were not qualified to sign. 37 of those were businesses that did not have an owner or manager available. 5 were non-resident, 3 were under 21, and 1 did not speak or read English well enough to participate. There were 35 who declined to participate, 14 too busy, 9 not interested, 5 against alcohol, 4 businesses is against their company policy to sign, and 3 who do not sign petitions or surveys. So I do believe that this shows that there is a need and desire in the neighborhood. There were a lot of positive comments in the neighborhood about a new business coming into the area, but I would answer any questions you might have.
I don't have any questions. Thank you so much for your presentation, Ms. Johnson.
Thank you.
Okay, now I'll see there's still nobody here seeking to testify either for or against the application. So on that note, I believe the applicant and all parties in interest have testified on the application, and I'm going to declare this part of the hearing closed and offer my decision. Before I offer my decision, I just want to mention one technicality, and you might want to translate this, but the application says that GK Scoop Inc. is DBA Hikari Ramen. But when I look at the registration of GK Scoop with the Secretary of State, there is not an official trade name registration for that name. So I just wanted to let you know that. And any decision here will just reflect GK Scoop Inc., which is your corporate name. Okay. All right. So I'm going to state my findings. The notice of hearing was posted in a conspicuous place on the premises, visible to the public, and published in a newspaper of general circulation not less than 10 days before the hearing, and therefore properly divided. Based on the testimony of Ms. Johnson on behalf of Liquor Pros and the signatures in the petitions, I find that there is a need and desire for an additional outlet based on the reasonable requirements of the neighborhood, the desires of the adult inhabitants of that neighborhood, and the number, type, and availability of existing outlets in the neighborhood. No opposition testimony was provided to that effect. I also find that the existing liquor licenses of the same class are inadequate to serve the thirst needs of the neighborhood based on that same evidence. I find that the applicant and its registered manager is of good moral character and not otherwise prohibited as a licensee under Colorado law based on the background check that was submitted to me for consideration. I find that applicant is in legal possession of the premises per the lease assignment provided to the licensing authority, and that the business is not located within 500 feet of a school as prohibited. The proposed use is permissible under the zoning district in which it is located, that a license has not been denied for the same premises or for one within 500 feet within the past 2 years, based on a finding that the needs of the neighborhood don't support it. I further find that the premises are suitable based on a review of the plans and the testimony as to the equipment that exists in the kitchen. And I find that there's not an unlawful multiple ownership of licenses or interest by the applicant themselves. And I will just note for the record that my decision to approve this application is conditioned upon the applicant providing the city clerk with a copy of the underlying lease, right? The full lease that was assigned. So once we get that, your decision will be fully approved. And congratulations, and we wish you good luck.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you.
I hope you have